Shalom, Mr. Ambassador, and welcome to the Foreign Ministry. We very much appreciated your service to your country and to ours. I wanted to take the opportunity and ask you not anything political, but about your life here in Israel. And firstly, let me ask if you had any expectations before coming to Israel, or anything that you didn't expect after experiencing life with here, any surprises? How is it living in Israel?
You know, before you move to a country, you think that you know that country. A country like Israel that is so much in the news that you think you know it already. But I will say I was quite surprised about a few things. I didn't quite realize how solid our historic platform is and how people still acknowledge the rescue of the Danish Jews. So this is something that I thought, well, you know, history goes on, and this is something that I realized that that's very, very important platform to stand on.
It will be my 5th year in Israel this year. The strange thing and the surprising thing is that every day, in some way, I am surprised by this country. Because, you know, there is this kind of vitality, creativity, thinking out of the box. Maybe because the people are very young. Maybe because there are a lot of immigrants. So they have to demonstrate every day that their adventure, their collective adventure, but also their individual adventure, is a success.
I like the openness and not be pushed to be sitting with ties all the time. So that's the openness and frankness and let's say straightforwardness in the dealings with the Israelis, be it privately and officially.
I cannot give you one view of Israel when you're from outside. You have to be inside of Israel. It's a multicultural society, multifocal society with many dimensions, different aspirations. People have a different view of things. And the most important thing, you have to put in the debate those things to have a value.
There is a Chinese saying, seeing is believing. To know the taste of the apple, you have to, taste it. The different impression I used to have about Israel, and when I arrived here, and for the past 4 years, and through my experience, I believe that the impression was entirely different.
So Israel is a country where you learn new things every day, and this has been the case. There are a lot of things to see and a lot of things to learn, and it is an extremely interesting experience.
If you had one word to describe Israel, or two maximum, how would you define us?
Intense. I think for me, Israel, and that's also a little bit surprising because I saw Israel as just another Western country. But living here, it's really the West meets the Middle East. And that's also why Jerusalem, where we are right now, it's so fascinating. I remember the first time I visited Jerusalem, that was before I was posted here. But it doesn't leave you cold. I mean, it's something where you can feel that everything gets together, and it's part of our history.
This combination to be able to found a state, to have a viable state, and at the same time to harbor so many immigrants. I think that's a key of your success.
I think for the entire world, not only for me, for the entire world, I don't want to exaggerate. Israel is a miracle. Although Israel is young, only 63 years old, I believe, yes. And Israel now is a world leader in a lot of domains, scientifically. For example, IT, agriculture, pharmaceuticals, renewable energy.
A nice collage of races in Israel. And I think so they are all different people. The main important things are people that are looking into the future, people that they need to have fulfilled their own special needs.
People look you straight in the eye. That's very unusual after New York. Yeah, this is something that I can say. And it's always very straight interaction.
Lastly, Ambassador, free time. What is it that you like to do in your free time here in Israel? How do you pass your free time here?
I have very good friends here, and I just simply, enjoy to be with them, with my family. My little boy is 6 years old. He spent 4 years out of the 6 in Israel. He speaks Hebrew, so he's really a part of the country. He really feels at home. So that's really what I do when I'm not working.
I've discovered a new area of Israel that I like very much, the Arava. I just went there to see the mayor and to visit. I want to take my bike, my family and friends and their kids to go in the desert, I mean really into the desert, and ride the old spice routes.
Well, I take my kids and my wife, and we go to see some nature or some new national parks, some historical sites. I'm a very amateurish bird watcher, so whenever there is a time to get to go to the Hula or now the Eilat, where the bird watching festival will start very soon, or Magan Michael on the coast, especially when it's the season for those millions of birds, some of them flying even from Czech Republic through Israel down to Africa and back. So it's always good and pleasure to take the binoculars and go to see the birds.
I like to look into the Israel landscape. The landscape of Israel is really changed. Israel landscape is a combination of geographical landscape and historical landscape. You have in a small space so many histories, so many layers of history that you have to address. I think so it's important. I like to look into the landscape.
I must confess that as a new ambassador, I like to relax sometimes and look at the sea. But of course, I think that over time I will develop other things that I can also point out. But yeah, sometimes you just need to relax, and the sea is wonderful.
Well, thank you very much for your friendship, for your cooperation. I enjoyed very much spending time with you and asking the questions, and even more, listening to your answers. Thank you.